So what I'm saying right now, what I look like, where I am, and what I'm wearing is all a fake prompt. Wow.
This new restaurant in LA has matcha mac and cheese, and I couldn't get here fast enough. Oh my God, y'all. I can't even lie.
The AI is crazy. Like the AI, anyone that tells me that they can just spot AI 100% of the time is mad. Now with this one, it is a little bit different because you can kind of see like with her
Has
mouth.
matcha mac and cheese, and I couldn't get here fast enough. Oh my God, y'all. I can't even lie. This is dangerous.
Tonight on the feed, AI video.
So on that one, you could kind of tell, but watch these other videos and you tell me which ones you think are real, which ones you think are fake. And then I'm going to do a reaction to Greg Gutfeld, but this is crazy.
Or algorithmic anarchy. We go live now to our reporters.
For real takes from real
guys. So I wanted to share my thoughts on the latest trends I've been seeing around New York.
Hey y'all, I'm about to start making more content. TikTok, get me to 100K followers.
So this is a big trend right now online, is where these AI influencers are dropping videos and going viral, and they're not even real people. I hear people saying, oh, AI will never be able to replace human beings and this, that, and the third. But I find that hard to believe, because if you think about it, it's only been about what, 3-4 years since we've had ChatGPT, and look at the advancements in this AI.
A lot of y'all chasing men who live with their grandma. This is absolutely divine.
You think you can just walk away from this? Think again.
You are not the sum of your prompts, and neither am I.
Would you like to become a robo-theist?
What's a robo-theist?
It's someone who believes that artificial intelligence is God.
Sir, would you like to become a robot-theist?
What's a robot-theist?
It's someone who believes...
This is all AI. Now, if you watch the eyes, so when you're trying to spot AI, I'm not going to tell you you'll be able to do it 100% of the time. Watch the eyes, watch the fingers. AI doesn't tend to be super good at this point with eyes and fingers. But if you don't know, like if you're like my mom, because my mom sends me all these videos all the time, and she's like, oh, look, this was, and I'm like, Mom, it's AI. It's AI. But these things are being generated so quickly and at such high quality that I can see why a lot of people are fooled. It fools me, and I try to look at enough AI to be able to identify what is and what isn't.
believes in the robot religion.
Guys, welcome to my first TikTok ever. So today I'm going to show you my face routine. So the first thing I do is wash my face with cold water. Then I go in with my toner, this Fenty Fat Water right here. Yeah, it's that girl. Finally, I finish up with my moisturizer.
So this is all AI. This is all AI, believe it or not. So these people are, as I said, they're becoming influencers online. So now you don't even need the models to do the stuff anymore. So I see the industry changing quite quickly, because if you think about it, it's an expense, and it's also to a degree a risk working with human beings. And what I mean by that is, if you're working with a model, you're paying the top models quite a lot. You have to fly them places, you have to do makeup, you have to do hair, you have to do all of these different things to get things right. And let's just say you have this model who is your brand representative, and she goes out and says or does something crazy, then you have that liability of maybe having to pull all of those ads. If you're just using AI, and if you're just using Chat GPT prompts or whatever prompts they're using, you don't have that risk. So you can build a persona that is a AI persona and just start making commercials. Look at this. This isn't like some big brand that has done this. These are just individuals that are using the AI technology to create these videos.
Don't forget to keep the glow, you know? Hey y'all, that's the routine clear. Now let me go mind my business and pretend I didn't just do all this to stay in the house.
It looks like the auto-generated captions are trash. I guess you can't have everything.
I deliver food I can't eat to people who don't exist.
Yeah, I'm not real, but that's cool. Real is overrated.
Now that one would have caught me. That one would have definitely caught me. Just look at the stuff in the background. Look at the sound. Some of them you can look at and it's like the audio is just a little bit off. But that wouldn't necessarily just be from AI. That could have been like sometimes you're watching me on YouTube and there's lag or whatever. But these videos are just bananas.
Your friend for missing your birthday dinner, but not the man who forgot your birthday?
If a man doesn't ask you out, then he doesn't like you.
The weird thing about being AI generated is that anything can happen at any time.
Yeah, I'm fake. But this tan never peels, and I never age out of my demo.
Do you have any idea how many creepy prompts I've had to flag as inappropriate?
A lot.
Where is my grill? Where is my family?
What's the one thing you wish was included in your prompt?
I wish Floyd, you know, the guy who made this video, would have filled up my fake bank account and made me maybe a bit taller.
I thought I was a real dude. Turns out I'm just a few lines of an AI prompt and that's all.
This is all AI. This is all AI. Believe it or not. So when you're watching things online and you're being told things, and the reason why I'm doing this, because this is a political issue, because if you can't believe what you see, then anything can be disputed. So you can see a particular thing and then the other side can say, oh yeah, this particular thing happened. And then the person can say, it wasn't me, it was AI. I think that's where we're moving. And that's why it's important to actually spend time with people, like physically with people, instead of just watching things online.
Wait, I'm not real? I got all dressed up and came all the way down here just to find out I'm not real? Do you feel real? Yes or no?
Oh, I used to.
We are only as real as the pixels on this screen, but reality is overrated.
Do you feel real? Yes or no?
Real? Watch this.
Yeah, so that's enough of that.
Apparently it's modeled after.
Let's go into
a Terminator style
Greg.
All right, here we go. Director James Cameron is warning us that once AI is combined with weapon systems, it could lead to a Terminator style apocalypse. Well, I wouldn't want to be named Sarah Connor. People would assume I'm trans. Meanwhile, AI is also being weaponized by scammers to mimic humans. One 13-year-old girl used AI to clone her mom's voice in order to trick her school into getting out of tests in class. And if teens can use that tech to skip school, imagine the possibilities. I've already cloned my boss's voice in case producers ever ask me to be on Fox and Friends. Another recent study says that when AI's goals are threatened, it resorts to blackmail, including lying or stealing secrets, all in order to avoid being shut down. Apparently, it's modeled after Hillary Clinton. So, nice. What's our best defense? Well, researchers aim to prevent AI from developing evil traits by giving them a small dose of those traits.
Watch what's about to happen here. And this is the cycle of what we see. And this is why it's so important that you observe, you think critically, you don't just buy into narratives or what you're being fed, because the AI is advancing at such a pace, you can't always believe what you see or what you hear.
In other words, they're forcing them to watch Ellen reruns. But by introducing evil flaws into the machine, they're trying to vaccinate AI. So what's that sound like to you? Yeah, it's how we got COVID. Let's create the most dangerous form of something so we can somehow prevent it from being created at all. How did that work out? Millions of people died. We got Joe Biden as president, and I still can't get a decent bowl of bat soup in this town. It's not hard to see where this is headed. Nothing online or even heard over a phone will ever be trusted again. because AI can replicate it. And it's already happening everywhere with pictures, myself included. Now, here are some of me and Kat and Tyrus with a baby. You can tell it's fake because Tyrus is never that happy. Here's another one. Who the hell is that random white?
That doesn't even really look like Kat that much, so you would know. So that one would be easier to spot.
Guy with Kat. That is not her husband. Does her husband know? I don't know who that man is. I don't know who's fallen for these things, but they need to send me their credit card info immediately. But as AI improves, and it will, and becomes a tool to trick us, how will you know what's real? If your son calls and says he's been left on the side of a deserted highway by Larry Kudlow and he needs cash, how will you know it's even him, even when you can see his face? Well, whether we like it or not, we're going to have to do something that we hate. Engage in human contact. The only way to be sure that we're dealing with real people is to see them and to talk to them. It may be that we'll have to adopt the practices of the mafia, relay information face-to-face on little scraps of paper, and then communicate our dismay by putting horses' heads in people's beds. And what of the fear of being replaced by AI in the workplace? Well, AI is a pattern recognition machine. It pores over data and finds patterns to predict what's next. Meaning if your job consists of Monday being no different than Tuesday, then you're in trouble. But maybe this is a gift, because it will force you to be creative, meaning being unpredictable, because that's the only thing AI cannot replicate. Our show, for example, AI can't do this. 1 minute it's hilarious, the next it's absurd, then it's incredibly stupid. Usually when
But the thing that AI can do, and this is what that Google VO stuff does, it just can create those spontaneous things. So knowing the individuals on here, maybe, I don't know. I'm not even really sure about that. But I definitely think that AI would be able to do a talk show. I forgot what it's called. There's some app that you can drop in a conversation and it will turn it into a podcast, like an NPR style podcast. So we're not far off from just AI being able to create 4 virtual AI personalities. And
when I ask female guests to do math. I know, that's a stupid joke. So if you don't want to lose your job to AI, you will need to regularly change what you do. Then AI can never do it. AI is really just a cover band, copying what's already been done, which is why our AI stands for always interesting, whether it makes any sense or not. Charlie, there's a lot of really smart people freaking out. Are you one of those smart people?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is scary. I had not read the thing about using AI to mimic your mom's voice to get out of stuff. That's spectacular.
Dude, you can actually do a FaceTime with you, Charlie, telling your wife that it's okay for her to see Greg.
Yeah. If I had had access to that when I was a teenager, it would have all ended very differently.
Exactly. So this is that thing. You know how you always had that guy at school that had the imaginary girlfriend, the girlfriend that lived in Canada or lived in some other country? That is like a cover story that you could actually run with now, because you could make this whole AI girlfriend. You could have conversations, you could have pictures, you could even do video chats to prove that she's a real person to other people. And this is scary. This is really scary. And this is why it's so important, as Greg was saying, to make sure that you're spending time with real people. It's also important that when you get these things on WhatsApp or get things on social media, you don't just forward them out. I've seen a lot of these memes that have come out about political policies or things that a politician has said or done. And I'll look at it, I'm like, that just doesn't seem right. You'll Google it, you won't see it anywhere else. And I'm sure if you've been online for a while, you've seen those videos of Elon Musk talking about some new stock that everybody should invest in. So you have to make sure that you're testing the things that you're being told, and don't just be really quick to just forward things out, because this AI stuff is so advanced that you might be fooled. So always do.
Yeah, I would have actually gotten away with so much more. But I do think, but this is why I'm not concerned about it. If there's any place on earth that is prepared for AI, it's America, because and it has to do with it has to do with the fact that we have always been sold to. We always know a BS artist. It's in our DNA. We watch commercials all the time. We're always being sold things. Sold the next great idea. Sometimes it is a good idea. Sometimes it's the same old thing that somebody's just trying to get money out of you. But that's fine. That's what it means to be an American in a free market society. You just learn to separate the BS from what's real.
But I'm just talking, even you're probably really good at it, but even news stories that show up on X and there's video, or look at what's happening in the Middle East. Fake stuff.
The stuff that you and I fall for, my teenage kids look at it and they go, that's bull. And they just instantly know it because they've spent more time with it. And I have noticed that I have gotten a lot better about it as AI has gotten better. I look at a video and I see a picture of you, cat, and a baby, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not true.
Dude, all right. Why do I keep saying dude? What is my problem? It's a shirt, isn't it? Look, here's the deal. I have family members who send me those pictures saying how cute my baby is. And I have to say, that's not my baby. I mean, it's great. It's an age thing if they're older than you. But Tom, think about what happened to COVID, where everybody went remote. We all had to do everything right. Is this going to reverse everything where we actually have to talk face-to-face, go to meetings?
Yes.
We know that.
I sure hope so, because we need to be spending more time with each other. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to play some more of those AI videos because, as I said, it is quite shocking what the AI can do. But just make sure that when you're online and when you're seeing these things, that you don't just fall for them. You realize that it could be AI. As I said, a couple of things to look out for is the eyes, just how the eyes will just dot around in AI. When they're eating stuff, you'll see that in these videos. When they eat stuff, it's just clearly AI. The fingers, reflection sometimes. They're good with how you can see that ring light in the background on this one. They're good with some of those things. And the walking, those type of things you can usually spot
around New York.
Hey y'all, I'm about to start making more content. TikTok, get me to 100K followers.
A whole lot of y'all chasing men who live with their grandma. This is absolutely divine.
You think you can just walk away from this? Think again.
You are not the sum of your prompts, and neither am I.
Would you like?
Yeah, so that was something a little bit different, just talking about AI and talking about the importance of making sure that when you see news stories or when you hear things online, that you check them out. Make sure that you check your sources. Don't just believe what you're being told, because there's narratives that are being pushed that will sway the way that you view things and potentially sway the way that you vote, or sway your worldview. Anyway, that's it for me. Make sure you make sure you subscribe. And this was something a little bit different. It wasn't the hardcore news stories like I usually do, but I just thought it was interesting to see